Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Abdul Basit again with a new and interesting topic regarding Francis Bacon's essays. And today's topic is Francis Bacon as a moralist. Okay, Francis Bacon, as you know, had been a very prolific writer during the reigns of Queen Elizabeth and King James I. He lived during the reigns of Queen Elizabeth and King James I. He served actually two monarchs of England. His father was also the Lord Chancellor. His father was also the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal. And Francis Bacon also became the Lord Chancellor to King James I in 1618. So it means that Francis Bacon was one of the most prominent persons of England during his lifetime. He served the King James I, and he served the Queen Elizabeth also. He had been the member of aristocratic class, and he had been the member of Parliament as well. So it means that Francis Bacon was a prominent person, and he was also a prominent writer during Queen Elizabeth and James I eras. Let's talk about our previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we talked about Francis Bacon's biography, and we also discussed the prose style of Francis Bacon. As far as his prose style is concerned, Bacon uses uh, different techniques. His prose style is remarkable for terseness. Terseness means complexity. His prose style is remarkable for aphorism, uh, condensation. His sentences are condensed. They are packed with meanings. They are pithy. They have got the epigrammatic quality. His sentences are used as proverbial sayings in our day-to-day life. Bacon also uses the technique of antithesis and anticlimax. He also uses satire, irony, and humor. Moreover, he uses the techniques of metaphor and similes quite frequently in his essays. And quite interestingly, as you know that Bacon belongs to the age of Renaissance, his essays are full of allusions and references, and particularly he borrowed essays from a French writer, Montaigne. He introduced a new form of literature. He introduced a new genre into the English literature, and after him, so many other writers used this literary genre, and they worked on that afterwards. So, in this video, in this lecture, we are going to talk about Bacon as a moralist. The job of a moralist is to tell the readers the difference between the right path and the wrong path. Okay, he differentiates between what is wrong and what is right. But on the other side, if we talk about a worldly wise man, if we talk about the opportunist, the job of an opportunist is to find the opportunity to gain worldly success. The opportunist or a worldly wise man is not concerned about the morality. He is not concerned about ethical approach. He is merely concerned about the worldly success. He is merely concerned about the materialistic gains of life. But if we talk about Bacon, Bacon is not a moralist in the true sense of the word. He is a moralist come worldly wise man. So we are going to uh, uh, talk about different of his essays in which he has used two approaches. Okay, sometimes he becomes a true moralist, and sometimes he becomes a worldly wise man. He behaves like a worldly wise man. He behaves like an opportunist. Okay, so let's talk about his being a moralist or a worldly wise man. Here we go. Let's get started.
So, the duty of a moralist is to differentiate between good and evil and between what is right and what is wrong. He urges human beings to tread the right path only. Whereas a worldly wise person is the one who makes attempts to attain worldly success. Worldly wisdom means the kind of wisdom that is necessary for worldly success. Bacon is not a true moralist. If we talk about Bacon, he is not a true moralist. He is a moralist come worldly wise man. Bacon certainly appears as a moralist in many of his essays and preaches high moral principles and ethical codes and conducts. At the same time, he appears to be an opportunist or worldly wise man in many of his essays. It is true that Bacon is a philosopher and a moralist, but it has rightly been pointed out by the critics that in his own essays, as in his own career, he treated philosophy and morality as being subordinate to worldly success. Okay, it means that worldly success was his first priority, and morality and philosophy was his second priority. Worldly success was most important for him. Okay, philosophy and morality were subordinate to worldly success. It means that philosophy and morality were less important than worldly success to him. Bacon appears in the dual role of preaching worldliness and morality in many of his essays, many of the essays he has written. The essay of truth may be quoted in this regard. In this essay, Bacon shows both approaches, moral approach as well as worldly approach. So first of all, we'll talk about the moral approach that can be traced in this essay. In this essay, Bacon says, "If it be well weighed, to say that a man lieth is as much as to say that he is brave towards God and a coward towards men. For a lie faces God and shrinks from man." In this statement, Bacon means to say that a person who lies is brave towards God. It means that he has no fear of God. He has fear of people, but he has no fear of God. So the person who lies is not a God-fearing person. Secondly, he says, "Certainly it is heaven upon earth to have a man's mind move in charity, rest in providence, and turn upon the poles of truth." In this statement, in this sentence, Bacon means that if a person's mind move in charity, if a person's mind rests in providence, and if a person's mind turns upon the poles of truth, if a person is inclined towards speaking truth, he has heaven upon earth. Okay, this is again a sentence that moralizes people, and it persuades people to speak the truth, because the person who speaks the truth, he has heaven upon earth. Okay, in the same essay, Bacon also shows his worldly wisdom. Okay, he says, "A mixture of a lie doth ever add pleasure." This is completely a worldly approach, because he says that when a lie is mixed with the truth, it adds pleasure. Mixture of falsehood, he again says, "Mixture of falsehood is like alloy in coin of gold and silver, which may make the metal work better, but is embassed it." Again, in this sentence, Bacon also encourages the people to tell a lie, because it works as an alloy. Alloy, for example, a metal that strengthens the other metal. For example, in silver and gold, some other metals are also used to make it hard. Okay, and those metals are called alloys. All right. So according to Bacon, mixture of falsehood is like alloy in coin of gold and silver, which may make the metal work better, but it embellisheth it. Okay, it means that it lessens the importance of the metal. It makes it base, it makes it cheap, you can also say that. But here, but it embellisheth it, Bacon's approach is different again. Okay, here again Bacon wants to say that lie makes things base, a lie makes things cheap. Okay, then we are going to talk about the essay of Great Place. The essay of Great Place is also noteworthy. In this essay, Bacon also shows moral approach and worldliness. In place there is a license to do good and evil, whereof the later is a curse. Okay, Bacon says that every person who has achieved high place has got a license to do good or evil. He can do good and he can do evil, but the later means evil is a curse. Here Bacon convinces or persuades people to do good. He convinces people, the people who are on a high place, he encourages them to do good, because evil is a curse. And he again says, but power to do good is the true and lawful end of aspiring. Okay, Bacon says that if you want to aspire something, if you want to have a strong desire about something, you should have a desire of having a power to do good. Okay, again here Bacon shows moral approach. Then in this essay he also shows his worldly approach. All rising to great place is by a winding stair, and if there be factions, it is good to side a man's self whilst he is in the rising, and to balance himself when he is placed. Well, this is a statement in which Bacon approves of all the crooked methods that a person can use to attain the high place. Okay, he says that a person can achieve the high place by hook or by crook and mend himself after attaining the high place. And here we can also say that Bacon believes in end justifies the means. Okay, whatever the means, whatever the resources you use, they do not matter. The end that you achieve matters. Then we will talk about the essay of revenge. In this essay, if we talk about moral approach, Bacon says revenge is a kind of wild justice. It's not a justice that is related to human beings. It's a wild justice. Certainly in taking revenge a man is but even with his enemy, but in passing it over he is superior, for it is a prince's part to pardon. So here Bacon says that the person who wants to take revenge is not different from his enemy. He is just like his enemy. But when he passes it over, when he forgives the enemy, he becomes superior. Okay, because it is a prince's part to pardon. A prince can pardon the people. So a person who forgives his enemy, a person who does not take revenge, plays a prince's part. He again says, "One who studieth revenge keeps his own wounds green." Well, in this statement, Bacon forbids his readers to take revenge, because the person who wants to take revenge, who becomes a vengeful, he keeps his own wounds green or fresh. And he again shows his practical or worldly wisdom in the same essay. The most tolerable sort of revenge is for those wrongs which there is no law to remedy. But then let a man take heed the revenge be such as there is no law to punish. Else a man's enemy is still beforehand, and it is 2 for 1. Okay, in this statement, in this sentence, Bacon allows a man to take revenge. Okay, revenge for such crimes, for such wrongs for which there is no law. Okay, he allows people to take revenge for the crimes for which there is no law. Otherwise, if there is a law, the person who takes revenge will again be punished. Okay, so he says that one can take revenge for those wrongs for which there is no law. Okay, so here he allows the readers to take revenge. Okay, if we talk about Bacon as a moralist, William Blake rightly remarks about Bacon's essays. According to him, his essays are good advice for Satan's kingdom. Okay, according to William Blake was a romantic poet, and according to him, his essays, means Bacon's essays, are good advice for Satan's kingdom. In fact, Bacon discusses man as he appears and not as he ought to appear. He does not give an ideal picture. He only describes man as he is. Bacon himself described his essays as counsels, civil and moral. It was Bacon who described his essays as counsels, civil and moral. It means that his essays play a dual role. They also moralize people, they also counsel, and they make people civil, means civilized. Even the essays of friendship, of marriage and single life, of studies and of parents and children also reflect Bacon's worldliness. Well, all these essays, of friendship, of marriage and single life, of studies, of parents and children, these essays, although these topics, these matters have got a lot of emotional importance, emotional significance, but apart from emotions, Bacon is concerned about the benefits of friendship, benefits of marriage and single life. He is concerned about the advantages of studies. He is concerned about the advantages that can parents get from their children and children from their parents. So although these topics have got an emotional significance, Bacon discusses their advantages and disadvantages. So it means that Bacon has got a worldly approach. If we quote Alexander Pope says that Bacon was the brightest, wisest and meanest of mankind. Okay, so his being brightest and wisest refers to his moral approach, didactic approach. But when Alexander Pope says that he is the meanest of mankind, it means that Bacon has got a worldly a materialistic and utilitarian approach to life. He is an opportunist. This is what makes him the meanest of mankind. So, to conclude, we can rightly say that Bacon is not a true moralist. He is not a moralist in the real sense of the word. He is a moralist, come worldly wise man.
So, dear students, this was all about today's lecture. I hope that you have got the full understanding of the topic Bacon as a moralist. If there is any confusion, if there is any problem regarding this, you can ask questions in the comments below. And if you like the video, if you like the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done yet. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. Bye bye. Take care.